I think we can all agree that these last two past episodes are wild, very wild. Yes, we're main abyss is going into a lot of territory, and I'm very excited to go into this territory because recently I did catch up to the chapters I didn't read in the manga, which concluded this arc basically. And yeah, a lot of pain, and a lot of context that I needed because I forgot about it in a. So having this fresh context and then all this stuff that's happening now is definitely hitting more, and I'm really interested how it's gonna go into it, especially the changes, and I just love the direction again, like I said last video, because for me this arc was really good, but at a certain point it was getting a little too much because it's just the slow updates and how just you would be in this one area for too long and then this other area for too long. But with the way they're doing it, with having all three other stories focused, I really love it. So in episode 3, we find out about the village. We find about the values of things, especially the cruel way the values work. You know, the currency that works in this world. Especially what happened with Maaa. Especially with Maaa hurting Menya. That was really gruesome. And the consequences of that, what happens with that, and how it still is the same amount of value that you hurt the value of some sort thing, and the village is really interesting. It's a really interesting place. I really like this area, especially since it's like so like diverse, you could say, with the creatures and the hollows. Like in the manga, I would say that it's more, you can see that more. But the anime is doing great too, though. I love the coloring and I love like what they're doing, and it gives you like you're always on your toes, right? Like you feel like, oh, this is a cool place, but then you feel like, I don't know what's going on here. So you don't 100% feel safe, but you 100% don't feel like, not safe. But it's really interesting, and Rico, of course, just being excited about all of this, and but Reg and Nanachi are being like cautious, which makes sense because of what's happening. A lot of mysteries too, like you just find out about the Hollow Princess having Reg meeting up with Fabuta. Ooh, excuse me. That was really interesting. I was actually really excited for that because it goes into territory about Reg. And yeah, that's really interesting because Reg is like probably my favorite character in the series. I love Reg, even though he can be weird at times, and I'm telling you, he is weird. He's really weird, but he's a good character. I love him. He's really, really cute. And yeah, I love his, like, this, just going into him, really. I really love it. And I love Fabuta too, especially with the VA. I love her VA. So I'm really excited to see their dynamic, and seeing in this episode that, whew, they look close, but it didn't go too far because, my gosh, the series will never stop going too far. And with Nanachi and Miti, that was really interesting too. In the manga, it was definitely different, but I love the way it went into it because, of course, Miti is always a tough topic to talk about because, especially what happened to her, and it's really deep. Like, and then you're just confused. Why is she here? I thought we killed her off in season 1, and you're just confused and you're just wondering like what is going on here. But definitely, it's a lot of things to talk about, and especially with Rico too. Oh my! And Rico, of course, with the pooping. That scene had me uncomfortable. Why? Just why, author? Why? That thing, just ew. But the noises though was funny. I couldn't stop laughing. But yeah, Rico too. Her going on her little market little chase to find the two. And gosh, that scene, I'm so happy that it didn't go the way it was in the manga, because yes, some choices the manga does is really, really, really bad. It's just, I just don't get it. And I'm happy it didn't go too bad. It just, stayed minimum. But you can tell that it was creepy. Like, she was basically violated. Honestly, Rico and, no, honestly, all three of the characters get violated a lot. But I will say Reg gets more violated. But yeah, this scene was, disgusting. But so happy that Maaa came by and helped them. And oh, Maaa, I love Maaa. I think in the beginning of the chapters when I read it, I didn't like Maaa. I think so. I just thought it was creepy. But after a few chapters and everything, I loved it, the character. And now in the anime, it kind of brought back my love for it, because I actually did forget about it a little bit on the last episodes. And then seeing it in this episode, and especially what happened to it last episode was really sad. But this episode, seeing it save them, and then when Rico was about to leave, Maaa was just crying and really lonely. I guess it just was kind of sad. And I really love too that I think it actually felt sorry for what it did to Menya, and I actually like that little detail. And I really love that scene where Rico comes back, because I actually did cry. I didn't think I would cry, but I did. Just seeing Maaa so sad and crying, I was like, no, Maaa, don't cry. I'll come. Come with us. Come. You know, Maaa is such a good character, especially now since I caught up. I love Maaa. Maa's a really good character. The butt, though, I can't stop laughing about that. Every time Maaa turns around, I'm just like, yeah, wow, look what you got back there, buddy. But yeah, I love Maaa. I love that little scene where they were holding hands, walking down. It was really cute. And yeah, especially the next scene about just seeing Rico get hungry, and she's eating in this like restaurant place where they just eat. And I love the scene with the little blob, the lunch lady basically, and just finding out about the three sages, which is, you know, really interesting that yeah, they made this place, which now with the context of how the direction's going, when you're finding out the backstory of their story plus ours, it makes sense. Yes, they're definitely the founders here. But you're just wondering, like, what is their purpose here? Like, I mean, like, not purpose, but like you're just wondering, like, what are they doing now? Especially with one of the characters taking care of Mitty or something, like, and then Mitty, this whole situation with Mitty too, like, what's going on there? So there's really a lot of things to think about. Episode 4 was incredible. Like, it was short. It felt short, really, but it had a lot to, you know, give. And I really love the stuff with Reg and Fabuta again, because you could see that, you know, since season 1, Reg didn't have his memories, and you know that he just, it was always a thing I was personally curious about, was just about Reg. That was my drive in season 1, was just knowing more about Reg. And personally, especially since you find out, like, he knew Fabuta, and then apparently Reg had the same name that Fabuta gave, even though Fabuta knew him as. And it's really interesting because you think, like, wait, Reg gave him that name, which he even questions himself. But personally, I think since season 1, I always thought that he met her mother. Like, I think anyone would think that, like, he met Rico's mom. And I personally think, and especially now more so, I think that she gave him that name because she, remember, Rico said that was one of her pet's names. I believe that the mom knew that, and that's why she named Reg that too, because they're so similar, her and her mom. I think that she would logically name Reg a dog name. And, you know, the common joke about, like, Reg being a dog, and it's kind of true, not gonna lie. But, or, it's crazy, but I'm thinking this too, especially with AOT now, anything is possible. I think it's a timeline thing, where, like, you know, some crazy timeline thing, which would be insane if that's true. So yeah, I really personally think that. I'm really interested to, you know, talk about more about the three sages and learn about what's happened to them and why are they like this, and especially since we saw Vueko at the end of the episode, and, you know, she was surrounded by this goo of, like, you know, what takes the value of things. So is she controlling that? Is she, you know, forced upon that, or what's going on there really? And where's the other people they travel with, and why is only the three sages okay? Or, you know, just a lot more questions about it. And again, love Vueko, and I'm really excited for her character, and it's gonna be really exciting. And yeah, Main Abyss season 2 has been a banger each episode for me personally. I'm really loving it. And yeah, I just want to hear you guys' theories. Like, what do you guys think is going to happen from now on? Or, you know, what is going on in this 6th layer? What are these mysteries? Or, like, what is going on? Basically, what is going on? So you guys let me know, and yeah. Till next time, bye.